is Tasha Ray. Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex Season 2. So I have my girl Deb with me.
Hey.
With her tequila cup, as usual. And we have another special guest in the house. Hey, Drew.
What's going on? Yep. How you doing?
Better known as Drew Comments from YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, big star.
Girl, but I'm trying to get on your level. What you talking about?
Whatever. Okay, so Drew, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So yes, I am Drew Comments. Born in West Philly, raised in South Jersey, educated at the illustrious North Carolina A&T State University, Aggie Pride till the day I. Social media content creator, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, Instagram or Twitter or whatever you want to call me. 33 years old, currently in not only just content creating, but also in the finance sector. So I deal with money, but the digital side of things. And relationship status right now, currently single, like a dollar bill, y'all.
Hey.
All right. No, it's complicated. I like it. Just single as dollar.
Nah, we single. Like some ones in the strip club. We single.
Oh, all right.
All right. You're single. Let's just dive into it. Okay. So we have to ask you first question. What is the quickest way to see someone's true colors during the dating phase?
Quickest way to see someone's true colors during the dating phase, I'm gonna have to say substantive conversation, and you got to ask specific questions that will reveal their value system. And so, asking things like, "What do you think about the purpose of relationships?" Ask somebody directly. What are your core values? Ask somebody directly. I'll ask a woman. A lot of times, who are you? That's a good one. And she may start off and give me her name and her occupation. Say, no, that's what you do. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like things about that. And you can let the conversation organically build from there. You can't hide from those because nobody asks those questions.
I was about to say, that's some hard hitters. Like, those are hard questions.
We swinging for the fences, girl. Knock it out the park. Come on,
Clearly. Okay, so you come from a collegiate background where everyone sort of knows everyone, or at the very least knows of each other. So how much weight goes into choosing a date to date a woman if you know she's been intimate with someone that you know? How are we doing this? Because I feel like the older we get, the more it becomes like a thing,
It can become a thing. I feel like I solved that problem by moving to the other side of the country. I'm in Los Angeles now, so
plenty of Aggies out there. What you mean?
That's very, very true. I run into them often. I think what goes into it. Sometimes you gotta play stupid. I really would. I'd be like, huh? Who? I don't know that. No, good doggone well. I had class with old boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A little bit of playing stupid. A little bit of hey, that was a long time ago. We're here. We are right now. Yeah, that's really it. If it's not, as long as it's not somebody in my close circle of friends,
how close?
Good.
How close?
How close we? I'm talking about. Look, if you didn't stay in Morrow Hall on the second floor my freshman year, guess what? You are fair game. All right, that is it.
All right. So are you of the mindset that say you're out with your girl,
okay,
and someone is there that she has been intimate with?
Okay.
Would you want to know?
No, don't tell me nothing. That's G14 classified. I don't. For what? How is that helping me do my job better? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't need to know that. No, let me go ahead and be like, it's all good. It's not important to me. Boy, that was then. This is now.
Just keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. Look, I don't listen. The quickest way to get your feelings hurt is to know information you don't need to know. The other thing is, I'm smart enough to know I have an ego, and I don't need it to be hurt or damaged in any type of way. Because when I also have an active imagination. So once I see old dude and I see you, now I'm thinking about everything that may have transpired. Like, you probably do it just like me. Like, I don't want that going in my head. I don't want to imagine this dude biting you on your shoulder. Don't give me a visual to go along with.
Specific.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give me like a face to the name. I don't need to know that. Don't even give me a name. You know what I'm saying? Let me just understand. I go with this all the time. I say, look, any girl I talk to, her, I had a video like this on YouTube. Regardless of whatever, and as far as I'm concerned, she's had sex with 3 people in her life. 3. That was her ex-boyfriend, the guy that took her virginity, and that random dude she met in Vegas or Miami on spring break. I can deal with that. That's 3. No matter what, that's all I'm good.
Oh man. Okay, so if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't tell her either, even if she asked, or even if she told you, I'm one of those people that wants to know, like, if I'm in a room with somebody, especially if you introduce me to them, you just yeah.
It takes some courage and some guts to be introducing your now girl to a bunch of women you smashed in the past. Hey girl, y'all got something in common. You wanna know what it is? No, like that ain't you know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. I don't think that I would really be volunteering that information. Now, if she asked, boy, and I guess in that point, you have to tell the truth. Obviously, I don't want to lie. I had an ex do that when I was at A&T. Sure enough, got her feelings hurt. So, I would hope that any other woman that I'm dating will not ask that question. So, yeah.
Lesson to the women. All right.
Don't ask anything.
Hey, don't ask, don't tell.
So what is something that you feel women put too much weight on when it comes to choosing someone to date?
Who we talking about, on or off Clubhouse? Because because in real life or Clubhouse, because I'm seeing 2 different narratives.
Listen, that Clubhouse is a whole.
I love it. I love it. Even some of the stuff. But I say this: too much weight on when it comes to dating. I really feel that women put too much emphasis. I'm trying to think here, because like a lot of what women are saying is like the bare minimum. Like when I'm hearing these conversations, like finances. It's always about finances and stuff. And I think some women, I can't say all, but I can say that some women put too much emphasis on how much a guy makes instead of how well does he manage what he makes. And the reason I say that is because being in the financial world, I see people like from privileged backgrounds, I got everything and all that. They have 180, 200,000 plus, dollar incomes a year, but their expenses are so great that it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, they can make rent at a nice spot, but like these folk are like, they're missing things to the point where sometimes we can't even lend to them. And so I think that I would like to see women spend a little bit more time concerned about how good of a steward is he with what he has, as opposed to how much does he have. I'll be honest with you, some folk out there making a lot of money who don't know what they're doing. Now, it can't be broke though. I ain't say that. Now look, he need to have some kind of, there's got to be a threshold.
Okay, so there are some boundaries.
Yeah. I ain't saying you got to date a dude that makes 25,000. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that, okay, just because a guy makes 90,000 or 95 doesn't mean you should cut him off because he's not at 100 or 110 or 130 or whatever it is. Sometimes a dude making 80, 85, if he's managing right, he can give you the world. I can show you the world.
But you don't think I should give somebody a chance that makes like 25,000 a year?
If you make it 25,000 a year, you ain't got no. You better. you have no room to complain. But if you making 125 and he making 25, I'm not saying you can't entertain the conversation. You can see where his head at. Maybe he might see an opportunity. You might know somebody that you can introduce him to, where it's one boom. I've seen it. It happens out here all the time in LA. Like, dude, you go making 22, 28, maybe 35. Shake the right hand, just impersonate person with a conversation. Boom, here goes this 150K job, like right there at this position. So it can happen. So I would say you can entertain the thought, but see where's mine at. If it's not something you can bring around, who you could just possibly just introduce somebody, just holler at me when you get your stuff together, baby. It's all right.
Based off what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that women sometimes tend to focus more on the dollar amount and wondering whether or not a man is rich versus the rich mindset, or like the saving mindset or investment mindset, or where he's headed, like his trajectory.
Right. And here's the thing, like I think women far too often are stuck with dating or looking at a man's potential instead of where he's at. I'm of the belief that men should have their stuff together before they get into your face. That's why I've been single for the last 6 years or whatever. Been getting myself together.
Drew, when you said that, I was thinking, I had this thought this morning. I thought, you know what? I wish that sometimes men would just sit down and let me just create the version of them in my head, because usually it's way better than who they really are. Like when he goes to therapy, he's going to get his mind right, and then he's going to make money, and then he won't treat me. And it's like, what? Like, why do I do that?
Right. Right. I think because women, like, y'all tend to look at men as projects. Like, first of all, no man's perfect. No man is perfect, right? Every man's gonna have something. But women, like, I think y'all look for a dude where you be like, okay, I can work with that. I can work with that. Y'all see my vision, girl. I got it. Girl, I promise you, girl. Ooh. Just let me at it. And that's how y'all get excited. But I think that sometimes I'm not gonna say y'all get in over your heads, but maybe your eyes are a little bit bigger than your stomach. Maybe women, some women get too focused on building, building taking on these big projects. Like, it's not HGTV. You can't do that with no dude.
I can't renovate the man.
Yeah, like, you shouldn't. It should be just, I can add this, I can enhance this, I can enhance, and that's what you're doing. But like, some of y'all be wanting to build from the ground up, like, got the blueprints and stuff, hard hat, all that, bulldozers,
Ready to go to work. Oh,
right. Okay, so kind of along the same lines what we were just talking about. So how do you think that your career has shaped your dating experience overall thus far? And would you ever not date someone based on their career?
Well, it's kind of interesting because the only thing my career has done is giving me the money to pay for dates. Other than that, it's like So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I like to date Black women. That's my thing. The only thing is, in my industry, there aren't very many Black women. They're not. There's none. There's nothing to choose from. They're not. It's not there. Like, I'm in LA. Sometimes I go to San Francisco. Like, I'm usually the only Black face in the room. Every once in a while, maybe another person that walks in. So my career, honestly and truly, unless we want to talk about, the social media aspect of it, that side of the career, that's definitely shaped, because that's given me a lot of access to women that maybe I otherwise would not have access to. For the simple fact that I have a platform. And there are DMs that take place. There are people who are more apt to listen to what you have to say because, we have common friends or something, like, or somebody follows me that's a celeb or something like that. So that is shaped that I would definitely say that. I've been able to go out on dates with Miss Universe contestants. Like, this is like that's been pretty cool from the social media side of it. Okay. Oh yeah, look. Oh yeah, we listen, Aggie. Listen, achieving great goals and everything, producing renowned individuals dedicated to excellence. That's Aggie pride, y'all. Come on now, you know how we do.
I like how you eased into it, Drew. You're like, this affected my dating life. Not much. I mean, if you really want to talk about it, Miss Universe, Miss America, every contestant, women, they're in my DM, but not. It's just like.
I'm saying it's I did kind of do that though, but no, I said it. No, for real, it's been interesting from that standpoint, because again, it's interesting when you can tweet somebody and they tweet you back. It's interesting when you can DM somebody and they can DM you back. And one thing I do enjoy about having a platform is, even just regular people, just being able to talk to folk that I admire in any capacity whatsoever, and for them to be like, hey, I like what your thing too. But it's nice when someone knows you're alive and breathing. And then Clubhouse on top of that, look, that just makes things even easier, because now you're in rooms with folk and you get up on stage and start talking, and women who in any other capacity you would not be in those same rooms now we're like, oh, I'm gonna follow this dude, follow him back. It spills to the DMs turn into FaceTime calls on Instagram, that turns into the text messages, it turns into FaceTime, it turns into linkage. And there you go.
Oh, Clubhouse has been good to you.
Listen,
has not been.
Where you be at? I need to get you in somebody's room. I mean,
clearly in the wrong rooms. I don't know.
Oh man, y'all, listen. Nah, things have been different.
I'm just like, let me get off this shit, because this is not it.
Listen, I will say this: life has definitely shifted. I mean, living in LA was a big deal for me too, though, because you go to parties and meet people out here by accident. So those, whether it's the IG girls or your favorite actress or whatever, like on like accident, you just be at the party, but oh, snap, what's that? And then y'all just get it talking. They don't even know about your social media presence then. So even before everything, it's pretty cool out here in LA. But I will say that stuff definitely did change around September 2019 once I dropped that video for our now vice president, and then all eyes turn on you, and it's different.
Do you think the person that you choose to be in a relationship with determines your success as a man?
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to tell you why. I've never had that question presented to me like that before, but I'm going to say yes. A woman has the ability to, if she knows who she is, if she is one with herself, she's whole with herself, she understands, again, she knows who she is. She has the ability innately to enhance any situation that you're in. It's literally what women do. Women who know who they are. My job as a man, one of them anyway, is to have a vision. I truly believe that before you get into any woman's face, you need to have a vision and direction where you want to go. This is why women don't like quote unquote nice guys. No, y'all like guys that are nice. Like nice guys, because guys that are nice guys, those quote unquote nice guys, people don't want the ones that you feel like you can run over. The reason you feel like you can run over them is because they seem to have no vision. They have no structure. I say that to say this: when you choose a woman who knows who she is, and let's say my success as a man, there's going to be things that come into my life where I will have a plan, or maybe an opportunity is presented to me that I'm supposed to then present to her. Okay, and say, hey, baby, look, this is what's happening. I'm thinking about doing this, and this. What do you think? Now, as women, you guys have this wonderful, wonderful thing that's built into you. One is called, we call it intuition. There's another word for it I can't think of right now. It's not even English. But basically, it's this insight. And you have the ability to really see things that we don't see as men. As a matter of fact, you even have the ability to expand a certain issue and see details that we would never see, angles that we can't even think of. And so when I present an idea to her, what she's able to do is then looking and say, okay, baby, have you considered this? What about this? I'm like, oh, shoot. So when she gives me that feedback, now it's up to me to go ahead and then make the decision based on what she's giving me. You see what I'm saying? It's called leveraging your superpower. If you choose a woman who doesn't really know who she is, or doesn't maybe realize that she has that ability, or maybe you choose a woman who's a pick-me, it'll throw you off. And so I'm not really able to leverage her the way that I would want. So instead of, a Barack Obama becoming senator and president of the United States, you get Barack Obama who maybe is an alderman in Chicago and then goes another route. Still cool, but hey, ain't nothing. Just being president is like a whole different experience. That's what I always say. Like, he would have never made president if he weren't for Michelle. There's a lot of men like that, because it's not just about men who get to a certain level. If they have wives and they leverage their wives' input, there's almost no limit to where you can go. Now it's just whether or not he appreciates that is another situation, like another issue, because we can have like a Jeff Bezos who, I'll be honest with you, if it weren't for his wife, they would not have been, and like Amazon would not be where it is today. So when they did, but he didn't appreciate that. So when they did split, she's able to take, big old fortune and go her separate way. And granted, pandemic and stuff, he made it back, but he'd never have been in that position anyway, had it not been for her.
And Drew, isn't she dating someone now that makes like 1/1000th of what Jeff used to?
She might be. All I know is I appreciate that $40 million she dropped off to A&T. Thank you so very much. We will name Sidewalk after her or something. But no, her influence and her experiences will put her in rooms where she can bring that man into it. Like I said earlier,
yes,
handshakes, bang, bang, bang. Hey, what Beyonce say? Let me upgrade you. Like that's real. That's biblical.
It's real.
Beyonce was quoting scripture.
Listen, okay, so going off of that, she might have some regrets. Jeff might have some regrets. Do you have any dating or relationship regrets?
Oh my God, heck yeah. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? I mean, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, I got regrets. I got big regrets. Oh my. So here's the thing. Let me tell you what my regrets are. Last girlfriend, definitely should have married. I screwed that up. Let's see, that was 2014. That's transparent. I'm getting real.
You just gonna gloss over that? So how did you screw that up?
He's like, all right, regrets. Last girlfriend should have married. Regret ordering the tilapia. I'm like, whoa.
Right, run that back. Run that back. Yeah.
Honestly and truly, I will say this. For that, the only thing that really messed us up was that at the time I couldn't make enough money for us to be together. And wasn't something that she brought up. It wasn't like I was lacking. She wanted me for me. But at the end of the day, as a man, we got to keep it. At some point, we got to realize that, somebody got to pay for this. You know what I'm saying? And so I was working at a call center at that point. Even though I had just made YouTube partner and my channel was blown up, I was like, okay. So I started really working really hard on just building my YouTube presence up and everything. I was making a little money off of it. So I was like, well, look, if I just focus on this, really put and go hard at work, my regular job at YouTube, something's gonna pop. And what ended up happening was I worked so hard and I worked myself right into a depression. And then when I got into a depression, I wasn't able to really express how I felt. And it wasn't a healthy exchange. Now, there was no cussing or nothing like that or cheat or anything. I won't get y'all to, but the excitement that I used to have for it wasn't there and I wasn't able to express it. She thought it was something that she did wrong. And so there's the lines of communication were messed up. I'm one of them dudes, and that's something I learned about myself in a situation when things are bad. I tend to shut down rather than opening up and explaining and expressing myself. So regret. I regret that I made her feel that way, and that I'd never felt depression before, so I didn't know how to deal with it. And she happened to be my girl at that time. What else do I regret? Since we're being honest, shoot. Let's see. Since then, I'm going to say maybe 3 or 4 other women who all of them could have been wives, like literally, like I'd say about 4. And I regret the way I engaged them. And I say this because we got in each other's faces as far as like smiling and flirting and all of that. We went out dating and stuff, and I had a new job and I was making more money and I could pay for pretty much whatever you wanted. I got a spot, all that was cool. But I wasn't dating with intention. I was literally dating just for the experience of Dan, just sharing the experience with them. Like that was it. Like I had no actual goal in mind. You know what I'm saying? So that's And so, and those fizzled out. And when I look back on it, I'm like, dang, I could have married her. I could have married her. So it's all about, when they say he who finds a wife, well, in order to find a wife, you have to know what you're looking for. You have to have some intention. And and that word find doesn't mean that's necessarily you have to go search. Sometimes that word find actually means you have to realize or recognize what's right in front of you. I did not do that at that time. I was irresponsible. So those are the regrets.
I just want to say, Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I can't thank you for your regrets because that sounds silly, but I want to really thank you for being candid about that, because there have been times as, a woman that really takes pride in how she dates and how she lives her life, that I have left an experience with a guy, and I wonder if he left me and thought, like, am I a wife, or did he just leave and like not see my worth? So for you to say that really makes me feel better, because it makes me think that men might have realized it after the fact, and at least that makes me feel like they at least realized it.
Well, no, thank you. I appreciate it. At one of them, I actually did call her like not too long ago and told her like how I felt, and I apologized and everything. She had no idea that I was gonna say that, and she appreciated it. But it wasn't like an effort for me to get back in good and all that. It was like literally I wanted to get off my conscience. Like, yo, look, you are a wife. I want you to understand that this is me. This is my fault. I just like leveled with her and told her everything. And so, yeah. So, but that was a hard conversation. I'll tell you something. That was a hard conversation. I was like, whew. Okay, like hard to like really express it because like I knew what I wanted to say in my head, but saying it out loud was definitely a challenge. But yeah, for sure.
This is very grown manish. I love this conversation.
Yes.
We need that. More of it in the world, Lord. More of it in the world. Okay, so before we segue into the red flag game, I have to ask, what are your deal breakers?
I got a couple of deal breakers. Number one, if you smoke cigarettes, we ain't gonna wear it. Nah. It's 2021. Like there's so many other options.
Ooh, so many.
Hey, what if she vapes? What if she vapes?
Vaping. That's interesting. I might be able to be cool with that because like I enjoy hookah, which is weird. But like the thought of an actual cigarette with the nicotine and all that, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a little much for. I don't do hookah very often, but I socially hookah. I'm a social hookah dude. What else? I live in California. It's gonna sound so crazy, but women who smoke weed, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Why not? That's so interesting.
Edibles, go ahead. I can deal with a girl who does edibles. That's fine.
You have a thing with smoking.
Yeah, I can't because the smell, man. Cause like I always think about like what's gonna happen if I bring her to my apartment. She like want to like smoke or whatever, or she come up smelling like that. Like I don't like that smell, bro. It smells like poverty, and I shouldn't say that out loud. it does, it does not to say that.
God.
Smells like poverty. Oh God.
No, Drew, you sound like a very big smell person. You're like, you could do edibles, but I don't want that weed smell around.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, yeah. Edibles. Hey, bring it. The brownies, the little gummies, whatever. Hey, enjoy it. That's cool. I won't, partake in that, but you know what I'm saying? That's cool. What else is the deal breaker? The second she breaks out those crystals, I am ghost. I'm telling you right now. Crystals and tarot cards, I'm not with it. We're not going, no. Listen, I cannot. Okay. I don't want to find out you work for Thanos and you collecting the Infinity Stones. This is not all right. Okay. These women, like that's the thing out here in LA. Like,
oh my God.
There's so many pretty women out here and they're just nice and everything. And second start liking, in my experience, second start liking them, I find out she collects Dragon Balls. And it's just like,
what?
I'm like, are you gonna summon this thing? What's going on here? Platonic friendships doesn't matter. You talk about romantic relationships. Nah, she's got to know the Lord. I need a saved woman. If Jesus is not the foundation of your life, we are not gonna make it. Just because we're approaching it from two different stances and two different foundations. Like everything I'm talking about is biblically based. So that's important. I'm not saying religion. I can't take a religious girl either. Like, if your thing is religion, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. You need to have it needs to. No, look, you need to have a relationship. It can't. You gotta have a relationship.
She can't be religious. Can't be a hippie, and she can't be an atheist. But she can't be with the crystals. She can't be without the crystals and be without Jesus. Whoa.
Very
like.
Specific.
Yeah, it's specific. You gotta have specific. You gotta know what you're looking for. Look here, when I go into the store, I'm getting a specific type of bread. All right, like I understand you don't bring me back. Okay, rye bread. I ain't asked for rye. I also like a woman who. Here's another thing. It's a hard stop. If she cannot express a thought verbally, if there's not subject verb agreement, well, I take that back because I don't want to get too tough on that. Because here's the thing. I also enjoy a woman who can speak in AAV as well, because African American vernacular English is something that I dabble in as well. You know what I'm saying? As culture. You know what I'm saying? However, if there has to be, even in that, you have to be able to express a thought coherently. If you can't do that, we're not going to work. And I found this out. My mama put a lot of pressure on women because, like, you grow up as a boy, the archetype of what you think a woman should be is your mother. So my mother's very energetic, great speaker, but also she'll get down and speak in AAV as well. So those are the things I tend to look for because like that's kind of what the example was my whole life growing up. Oh, here's another hard stop. Or we getting terrible. I'm gonna say it.
You have so many hard stops. We're
going. I know, right? Like, what's next?
All right, here's another one. More than one child. I can't do it. One child is cool. That's cool. I'm 33.
So funny that you say that. That is our first one from the game.
Go ahead. Drew, if you've been messing with the crystals and you can tell what we're gonna ask you, then just say that, Drew.
Oh man, see that got me. But yeah.
Okay, so the red flag game, suspicious behavior edition. So basically, we're going to ask you 5 questions. We're going to give you scenarios, and you tell us you're not with it or you are. Let us know. So the first one is, would you date someone who had children? And when I say children, clearly it's plural, more than one.
She put the Ren on it, not the child. She put child Ren. Yeah, the Ren is too much for me. That's too much for me. No, one is cool. One child is fine. I'm over 30 at this point. One child is like a pet that can talk. I'm cool with that. We can do that.
Like a little Frenchie. Oh, put him in the crate for the night. All right, good night.
Yeah, that's cool. 2, it's family. It's feeling like a family real soon. Real soon. I just said.
Okay.
What about, is it a red flag if you are never invited over to your girlfriend's house? You've never seen the inside of her home.
Yeah, never. Yeah, that's definitely a red flag. Like, what's going on? Yeah, I got to see. I got to see how you living. All right, look here. Is it clean? Is your toilet clean? Bathroom clean? Kitchen
Do you look behind the toilet like when it's like dusty?
on the dusty at the bottom with yeah? Because I
Like,
know me.
Do you
I know
look? Do you
me.
look in women's restaurant like when you're in her bathroom? Or you do you
like
like
picking her cabinet?
check to see?
I don't look in the cabinets. I'm scared to see what I because like when you start opening concealed areas in a woman's house, y'all have contraptions and things that may just scar my mind. I'll never be able to look at the same again. Yeah, I
Like you
don't
done
want to.
picked him one or two. You done seen some.
No, you know what? No, that's not it. But I will say that listening to conversations, especially on Clubhouse, I realize that there are devices and battery operated boyfriends and so on, and other devices that I wouldn't even imagine that women do have in their possession. Therefore, I do not want to even do that. I think when the time is right, she'll unveil that. You see all kinds of lube and all. Whoa! What you planning? Yeah.
Okay, so if you're on a date and the person is constantly checking their phones, are you cool with
That's
that?
annoying. That's annoying as hell. I'm gonna tell you something, yo. Look, I have gone out with girls like that, and they like literally just be like, "What are you on the phone for? Like, what's going?" And it's not like I'm boring. We ain't gonna play that game. Like, I look. Y'all see how this conversation going? Like, come on. Like, and this is just us being like cool. Like, so it's not like I'm boring. So yeah, I don't even have my phone out. It's either if it's on the table, it's on the table, and it's face
Ooh.
down.
Space down?
Yes, it is. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't want to be tempted to be looking over it. Because the only reason I have it out of my pocket because I don't want it to fall out of my pocket. Because some of these listen, some of these H&M pants, the pockets ain't worth a damn, and your stuff be falling out. So I don't want that. But if it is, some other, some trusted pants that I got on, yeah, I'll just keep my phone in my pocket. There's no reason to look at it. So I like that same, I'm engaging you. I got my best, especially if you fine. I got my best material. I wrote these jokes out. Come on.
Okay, so she's fine. Say she's fine, and you go out with her on a date, and you're sitting at the bar, and all night she's constantly accepting free drinks from somebody else.
Kind of grimy ass. Who are these women? Who are these women?
Look, that I've heard of that happening before, like going out on a date with a man and then somebody takes care of your tab but not his, or buying you drinks and not him.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, we're gonna did that. No. She can't be accepting that. No.
Could she accept it if you weren't there? Like, would that bother you if she was accepting, and it's the same man all night? Would that bother you if she was accepting drinks from the same man all night if she was out with her girls? Would that bother you?
Oh, that's my girl. No, that wouldn't bother me because then as long as she's not, kissing on him or giving him her number and all that kind of thing, that's all well and good. Because he's just setting himself up for disappointment. Like, nigga, you gotta understand. You send a woman one drink, fellas. It's a one drink max. That's it. And then you use it as an icebreaker and find out if she's involved. Don't be sending multiple drinks. You're setting yourself up for failure. You don't know.
Are you buying her friends drinks too, or it's just her?
Actually, in that situation, I'm buying everybody drinks. I ain't gonna cap. It depends. Yeah. Because it makes it easier. Like I've engaged like a bunch of women at one time. So I engaged the whole group at once. How y'all doing? Had them all laughing or whatever. I was like, yo, just open the tab and put it on my tab. Y'all get whatever y'all want.
Look at you.
Don't do that around me because I'll take advantage. I'll be like,
I wanted them to.
What? All right, fuck it. We want 6 bottles in 1942.
Okay.
I got a job. Like that's why I would never have done that if I couldn't afford it. I always say that. Like I said, I'm blessed to have employment.
All right, big baller.
I mean, I ain't balling like damn. I ain't super balling, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I could tell who they were, and I was like, all right, they're not gonna be, just based on the establishment where we were. I was like, okay, it's maybe what $300 at most.
Did you get a number from that situation?
Oh, yes, I did. Of course.
Yeah, he probably got like 4. If he walked up to the whole crew, I'm sure.
Oh, and that's grimy. Nah. I actually ended up getting the one, because that was the one I wanted. But the other ones were, the other ones were just real cool. They're real down to earth. The only drawback was she was only in LA like for that particular situation. So she had to go back up to Northern California. I was like, oh well, but we're still cool.
All right, last one.
Okay.
Meeting someone in person after connecting on a dating app and they don't look the same. And as far as like maybe they're a little heavier, maybe they lied about their height, maybe they lied about their age, they look older than they claim to be. Yes.
Is that a deal breaker? Yeah. Are we doing that? Look at that. First of all, I think that's kind of my fault though, because I would look for warning signs, right? Like if you ain't have no recent Insta stories with you and your girls or something where I kind of assess, what's going on or something like that. Those things I look for. If we haven't FaceTimed or something, like that's also probably my fault. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that I don't really do dating apps though. So that's the thing. Like I refuse to do them because I have Twitter, I have Instagram, now I have Clubhouse. Clubhouse, I guess, is like the closest thing to a dating app. So it's like
you and Clubhouse, like, woo, y'all are.
listen,
I'm about
it's
to
been
log
good.
on after this.
It's
I
been
feel like I
good
need
to me.
a tutorial consultation because I'm not doing it right. Apparently, I'm not doing it right.
Shoot, Clubhouse, man. I done went to Miami, stayed on Clubhouse for Valentine's Day. I done went on some other drinks. I done had, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Clubhouse has been very, very good to me. But yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
So yeah, so yeah, it's been. But yeah, no, seriously, I think there are things that we should be doing now in this year of our Lord 2021. Where, you know what I'm saying, where you need to be able to feel these things out. And so, yeah, I think that would most of that be my fault. But yeah, if she does show up, yeah, it's gonna be a little deal breaker. I'm be honest with you. Yeah.
Fair. Okay. So this is the part of the show where we turn the tables and we let you ask us one question that we must answer.
Okay. It's crazy because I like a lot of questions that I have. I feel like I already knew the answer to, but I will say this one. I'm just gonna, because it's a popular thing. It keeps coming out. Keep coming up as conversation on Clubhouse.
Say that.
Wait, what you say? My sponsor?
You're like, anyways, you can catch me on Clubhouse. Clubhouse, download the app.
Nah, I would say this. What are the values you look for in a man, or hope that he displays around about their first date at a time? Or can you go a little bit further than that? But what are the values, or some of the values? You don't have to put everything out, but what are some of the values that you think are important?
For me, I would say kindness, humbleness, someone who's family oriented, someone who's laid back and makes me feel comfortable.
Okay.
Presence. Someone who's transparent and honest, and someone who communicates well.
Okay, that's a lot. You're asking a lot. Let me tell you something. You think it's basic. Let me tell you, communicates well and honest.
Listen, I lose them at the communication almost every time. So
I'm lying.
I know.
You're not asking a lot, but in man speak, yeah, you asking a lot.
But I'm not like you, like about the whole bread thing. Specifically, you know what you want. And I feel like if there's ever a time to be picky or an area to be picky in your life, it's with your forever person, the person that you might procreate with. Like, that's my time to be picky. I'm gonna get what I want. I waited a long time. I'm gonna get it.
I rock with it. I love it. Yes. All right. Okay, Devin, what's up? What you got? What are you looking for?
As Tasha was telling hers, I kept thinking, like, I was coming up with a list, and everything that she said, like transparency, family oriented, I agree with all of that. I would say one thing for me specifically, that's a big thing is, and I've recently found this out about myself, if I'm in a situation with a man and he kind of like he lets me into something that's happening in his life early on, like even before he knows that he could trust me, if he puts me in a situation where he is making himself vulnerable, that will mean so much to me, because I mean, there have been situations when I've talked to men and I really wanted to share something with them, but I thought, I just don't know. But if someone is trust me early on and share something with me, oh my gosh, I would just open up to them.
Okay, that's dope. I like that. All right, a little insight. I feel like it may help some people who are listening, because I was going to ask you about how important consistency is, but I was like, that's lit.
Oh my God. Throw that in the mix. So important. Guys start off good and then they just fall off, it's hard to recover. Once you fall off once, it's hard to recover. Like, it becomes a constant inconsistency. You're constantly inconsistent, and that's not gonna work for me.
I'd rather you be flaky in the beginning. I'd rather you be flaky and then just stay flaky, because like there's someone that I don't even know if we're talking, like I don't know what the situation is, but they started off so strong and now it's so flaky that like it's like today we talk today because it's Easter, but I'm like, okay, bye. Like talk to you 4th of July, you asshole. Like, I'm like, there's no consistency.
Like, don't get me excited and then disappear.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Okay. We get scared. That's what that's about.
What? Get scared of what?
Scared of. You know what? I don't want to say commitment, because half the dudes that say they're scared of commitment have tattoos. Like you can't tell me you're scared of commitment and you got tattoos. No, but I will say is that you understand it's a big responsibility, I think, that men start to kind of realize that once it comes to fruition, the idea of a woman sometimes is more attractive than the actuality and the reality of a woman. The other thing is like, yo, you're going to switch up. There's certain things you can't do no more. You can't go to the club with your boys no more. You can't go to those day parties like you wanted to and act a certain way anymore. So some things get switched up. Your free time is going to be gone. Your PlayStation time is about to be severely cut in. Like, bro, hey, look. So, hey, I think that's what happens a little bit of it. But that's just me getting off the top of my head. I
don't know. Sound like growing up and adulting to me.
Oh, it's overrated.
I would agree. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Other than Clubhouse, because we know we can find you there. Tell the people where they can find you.
Absolutely. You can find me on Twitter, at SJS856, or just search my name, Drew Comments, on all platforms, whether it's Twitter, Instagram. I'm on TikTok as well, of course, Clubhouse, and yes, even YouTube as well. Might even start a fan base as well, so we'll see how that goes. I am not on OnlyFans, despite recent rumors. If anything changes, I'll let you know. The subscription started $20 a month. In any event, thank you so much for having me. Y'all been dope. Tasha, it's so good to see you again. And Devin, it's been wonderful meeting you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you again, Drew. So guys, download the app, subscribe, like, and comment on this episode of the podcast. We'll be back next week with a new guest in the hot seat. Tune in.